Sunderland man, 40, captured seagull and masturbated over it as he watched porn in bizarre offence.
Right. When he says it masturbated over the seagull, does that mean he had to think about the seagull? Was he looking at it or was he masturbating over it? Was he coming on the seagull?
It'd be great if they unveiled their new tech, like worldwide, they are unveiling the technology that has the ability to read humans' minds and know what they're thinking, and they use it to figure out that a guy thought about a seagull when he was jerking off.
What, this is the first case of Minority Report?
Yeah, this is the first time they've used the technology. They're like, well, there must be, maybe if we read Putin's mind, we'll know what he's going to do next in the war. No, I want to know if this guy was thinking about that seagull when he was jerking off.
I fucking knew it. I knew it was about that seagull. I heard you say caca.
It's a lady seagull.
I don't actually want, I don't want to see the video of him wanking over a seagull. What I want to see is the video of him training for the moment. So I just want to see a montage of him putting chips on his dick.
Yeah. I also want to see I want to know what porn he was watching as he wanked over the seagull.
David Lee from Sunderland captured the gull and was caught on CCTV watching porn on his phone as he held the bird at about 1 a.m. on August 17th.
Hold on, right. Oh, he had the animal between his legs and masturbating. Because I was trying to work out how he was holding his phone and wanking and holding a seagull.
Maybe these things are unrelated. Maybe he saw a seagull, thought, I want a pet seagull. I'm going to have you. You're my pet now. and then he thought, I want to jerk off now. You're my pet. You stay there. Maybe they're not as connected as everyone thinks.
Maybe it's between his legs to try and stop him looking.
We've all jerked off.
Which way was it facing?
Come on, everyone's jerked off with like a dog is like on a couch kind of nearby. It's not that different.
No, I tend to I would go in a different room from my dog.
Okay, well, I didn't know it was a fucking on a podcast with such lamos.
Also, I don't usually do it immediately after capturing a dog.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it in the shelter with my dog under my arm.
Well, that'd be so funny at Battersea Dogs Home. Yeah. This one's yours now. Thank you. Can you just put it in between my legs? This is how I celebrate.
I'm just going to pop the champagne, if you know what I mean.
Oh, my God. Go on, keep reading it.
He then pulled up his pants and gave it a little kick.
Sorry, Lee had the animal between his legs and masturbated. Yeah.
He then pulled up his pants and gave it a little kick after the incident in Sunderland. Lee was arrested.
Was he trying to teach this seagull a lesson? It sounds like he's like, let that be an example to you. Yeah, Go home and tell your family what happened.
This is the seagull equivalent of American History X where they bite the curb.
Yeah. It's like he's going to make him watch him wank and then kicks him and goes, fuck off home.
Lee was arrested at a takeaway nearby. As gulls were heard calling out beyond the walls of the court.
Oh, what is... I don't...
They're all going, ah!
What a fucking thing to include.
But he went to eat. He was like, I've jerked off, I've held a seagull hostage, I'm going to eat.
Need some protein after that. Yeah. I want to know what takeaway it was. But also, that writer putting in that gulls were heard outside the walls of the court. It's Sunderland. There are seagulls all hours of the day, every day.
He's kind of implying that all the other seagulls turned up so that justice would be served that day.
He's trying to make some good clickbait, and I think he is succeeding.
When he was arrested, he told police he thought the bird was hurt. So he picked it up and looked through his phone to find out what to do.
And he said, what did he think it was
that's
like?
What I'm saying. And then the moment overtook him. We've all had a moment where there's an animal nearby and then you have the urge to...
Maybe he thought it was like, when you get a jellyfish thing and you got to piss on it. Maybe if like a bird's got diabetes, you got to jizz in its face. Maybe that's what he Googled and found out that was the only way to heal it. Maybe it got a burn and he thought his cum would act like Savlon.
He claimed he'd been looking for a vet's number, but a check found he had actually been looking at porn. Right, if you're really into seagulls and wanking over seagulls, why are you looking at porn as well?
Here's the thing, is he would have thought that was such a good excuse to use.
Yeah.
Oh, no, right, what I did...
Another voice better than his.
What I did is I got the bird and I put it in between my legs because I thought he was hurt. And then I was Googling for the number of a vet. Right, why was your dick out? Okay.
Yeah. Well, it had to have somewhere to perch.
Initially, Lee was accused of putting his penis in the animal's beak. But that was later modified to say he took a wild bird and undertook a sexual act. Thereby, unnecessary suffering was caused.
What? Would you? Oh, right. Here's a very telling sentence.
Lee has a history of mental health.
Yeah. And not good mental health.
That doesn't even make sense. He has a history of mental health.
And
we all have a history of having mental health.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
concept
yeah.
of mental health is.
I
not...
would argue he has a history of mental unhealth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is not a man who is. If you're putting your knob in a seagull's beak, I would suggest that maybe you could do with a little chat with a therapist.
Read what Faye Gilbert, the chairman of the bench, said.
Faye Gilbert said the word bizarre has been used on more than one occasion. I have to say that, as experienced magistrates, it is one of the most unusual cases we have come across. Well,
Ironic choice of words.
In the magistrate's court. We do find this to be a deliberate or gratuitous attempt to cause suffering to an animal, or shall we say, a bird. And therefore, we feel that a psychiatric report will be most appropriate in this case.
Yeah, I think send that guy to a doctor.
Prosecutors will ask for an order that would ban Lee from owning animals.
I think that's fair enough. You know,
But he didn't own the seagull, though.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to
he
own
did
him.
own it in a way.
He just needs to have him nearby.
Yeah, I think he should not be near animals if he cannot,
I think he
stop
should-
himself wanking on
He
them.
should be banned from living on coastal towns, I think.
Yeah,
there's-
move inland.
Yeah.
I think he definitely probably had a traumatic childhood, and that has forced him to be a sexual pervert. Bobby, you were adopted.
Listen,
What?
a guy gives a bird a snack and he's a monster. You know, is this really? I would still hang out with this guy. I think he's fine. We kill birds. He jerks off on one. Whatever, you know.
The worst thing was he came in his mouth and then spat it into the bird's
Yeah, because that bird was also adopted, missed its mommy. He was just doing a baby bird thing, making food for the bird. How are you going to make food? Well, come. That's the only thing I have that's close to food that I can make.